You've made it to the last way to migrate a website to your client's hosting, and we're going to be using a plugin for this. And that plugin is going to be all-in-one WP migration. And the process to migrate it this way is relatively straightforward. There might be a couple settings that you'll need to manipulate as far as your php.ini, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The first step you'll need to do is go ahead and add the plugin. So we're going to go to plugins and then add new. Search for all-in-one migration. Go ahead and install this one. It's by ServeMask. 3 million active installations. It's no wonder this is my go-to. Perfect. And then it's installed. And now to actually start the migration, we're going to mouse over all-in-one WP migration and choose export. Now, if I were going to just export this from creativefree.co to creativefree.co, I would just choose export to and then file to start the download. But if I needed to change the domain name from my development side of dev.creativefree.co to creativefree.co, I can do that here. So I can search for dev.creativefree.co and replace it with creativefree.co. And that way it's going to do a search and replace for me. There's no extra steps that I have to do. I would choose export to file, and it's going to start running through the process. And again, this might take a minute because I have a ton of files on this site. And now to import this file, it'll end in a .wpress rather. The process is pretty straightforward. You're going to go on that new live site that you're going to be migrating this to. Install the all-in-one WP migration like I just showed you, but instead of going to export, we're going to go to import. And we can either easily just drag and drop this backup from the file or choose file. All these other settings are premium features for the plugin. Check out ServeMask. They have a bunch of different features. I have the unlimited migration just because it makes it a lot easier. You can see here that my maximum upload file size is 100 megabytes rather. Now this can be manipulated by modifying your php.ini file with the following settings. But let's say that I've already updated my php.ini file. This says a lot more than 100 megabytes. I would just choose import file, choose that .wpress and hit go. And it'll just start importing over. It'll take a couple minutes. And when it's all said and done, it'll ask me to activate. And then that's it. That's how you migrate the site using a plugin. Now, this way is a little bit easier even than the GoDaddy Pro, but there are those limitations when the file size is a little bit too large, which is why GoDaddy Pro is usually my go-to. And then this is my secondary. And if this doesn't work, then I'm going to go ahead and do that manual migration.